Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Basement Card Collector. Today's video is going to be a video response for our good buddy Brian over at Hodges 1455. Brian is celebrating 300 subscribers. Congratulations, Brian. I really enjoy watching your channel. I really love the video format you use. I love how you show 3 cards, 3 pickups, or 3 purchases, whatever they may be. I like that format. They're very quick videos. I sometimes talk for a little longer than I would like, and so I'm going to take a little bit of Brian's video to showcase his VR. Before I do that, I would like you to check out the link below. We'll leave a link to Brian's channel. He is a Brooklyn Dodgers fan. That's the Hodges Gil Hodges and the Hodges 1455. I don't have but one single playing Brooklyn Dodger card, and it is a sweet card though. It's the team card. It has Jackie Robinson, Sandy Koufax, Erskine, Duke Snyder, you name it, they're on this card. There's Jackie in the back right corner, you can tell. There's the big 42 showing. Actually won this in a contest from Drew of Vintage Legacy. I will also leave a link to his channel. It's super cool. So I wanted to show that for Brian. That's my only Brooklyn Dodger playing days card. And on the far right side, here we have a Yogi Berra from New York. I know he's not from that Dodger team or a Dodger team so much, but it's my only Yogi Berra card. And I'm showing that because Brian, who I keep trying to guess, as he mentions it in his videos, is building a Franken set. And as he picks them up, he says, I picked up another card for my Franken set. And so I can't wait to see what you're doing out there, Brian. So go give his channel a look. You'll like what you see. Brian, in his 300 celebration VR, is asking us to talk about 3 players that we collected or watched growing up with really no chance of making the Hall of Fame. And you don't have to collect only Hall of Famers. I collect a million different players from every sport. And I did choose 3 players, and if you can guess it, I did choose 3 Cubbies, and just because they're my favorite team, and I collect all of the Cubs, and I have binders full of all of these players, and I just thought I'd show 3 players for Brian that just probably have no shot, sadly, of making the Hall of Fame. And I'd like to go to my first player. He played shortstop for those early 90s teams. His name is Sean Dunston. He played shortstop and just had a rocket of an arm and has several cool photos just like this. Here he is maybe turning a double play with Dave Justice sliding in. He also is a rookie on the 1985 Topps. He was the #1 overall draft pick. This is that card. He does have a rated rookie, and I have several other cards of him, but I wanted to showcase him. He just was one of my favorite players. Loved him at short. He had a really long career, actually, and later on transferred into the outfield. But my first player is Mr. Sean Dunston. My second player is another Cub who had really good stats, and his name is Sammy Sosa. I picked a shiny Pinnacle card. There he is running, because before he was known for hitting 60 bombs. He could steal some bases. He was a 30-30 club member. There's a nice shiny Pinnacle. I chose a really cool Topps just with the pinstripes. Just a great photo on this 2002 Topps. And a really cool stat, if you can pick that up or not. He's the only person with 4 60 home run seasons. Now granted, some might say enhanced. Some might say he had a little extra. I'm not talking about the cork bat. That was just a mistake is all that was. But look at those home runs. 66, 63, 50, 64. And the funny thing about the stats of the 60 home runs, he was a home run in the only season, he was the MVP in the only season that he didn't hit 60. Tons of RBIs, tons of home runs. And I picked a really cool, I picked just some cards that aren't really shown. It has a really cool gloss. But big slam and Sammy. And I picked a really cool card. I thought this is really neat. At this time, it was the 60 home run club. Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, and that season of 98, which I just think I will never forget, McGuire and Sammy. So just a really cool card there. And my third and final player for Brian's VR, he actually has the most hits in the 90s, the most doubles in the 90s, and was the reason that this basement card collector played first base. He wore number 17, and his name is Mark Grace, and this is probably the card that got it all started for me. I was starting to collect in 1989. I remember seeing that little banner at the bottom, the red, white, and blue, that sweet gold cup. I'm thinking, this guy must be good. They wouldn't just give this gold cup to anybody, right? And so I started playing first base. Now, I am not left-handed, but I did find a couple cool cards. He was a very smooth fielding first baseman, won several gold gloves. He was what I wanted to be, a lifelong Cubby, and at the end, he did be fair. To be fair to Mark Grace, he did end up leaving and going to Arizona and won a World Series. There's a really cool shiny of him making the flip to first base. And I picked a couple rookie cards to go along with one more fancy shiny card. Topps Tech. How cool is that? And the last couple cards I'd like to show will just be the rookie cards. Pretty cool here. The Donruss and the Donruss Opening Day. That rated rookie card was one of my favorite cards of his. Would like to get that autograph someday. The Opening Day. And a couple cards that I picked up much later in life. Here's his Fleer rookie. He does have an update. And the last card, I think, is his best looking rookie card, the Topps Traded. 1988 Topps Traded. And he, along with Sammy Sosa and Sean Dunston, are just three of my favorite Cubs. I watched them play their whole careers, which is probably why he just sadly probably not going to make it into the Hall of Fame. But our good buddy Alan over at Collecting Maddox, check out something that he sent. So they probably don't have a chance of making the MLB Hall of Fame, but check this out. They are in the Chicago Cubbies Hall of Fame. Mr. Sean Dunston and Mark Grace, they were inducted on the same day, the same weekend. You can see that. That was the end of last season, and Alan was cool enough to send this pin. Him and his family, I think, attended that game, is what I recall. And so they did get some Hall of Fame love, just not from the MLB. So very good careers. Sean Dunston, Sammy Sosa, and Mark Grace. Those are my three players for Brian and his VR, celebrating 300 subs. So if you are not already watching Brian's channel, please give it a look. That's the same for the Drew, A Vintage Legacy, and Alan over at Collecting Maddox. All three great channels, and I just would like you to check them out. So there you go. Brian, congrats on the 300. Thank you for the VR. Thank you, folks, for watching, and we will see you next time.